Hello, hello. So I think that COVID has been a terrible time for bureaucracy. And what I mean is that it's not, not that bureaucracy had a terrible time. I mean that bureaucracy flourished and all of us are suffering from it. And here is what happened. People went to work at home, everything moved online, and everything became a form. And forms are designed for most people most of the time. By the way, in the best circumstances, they're designed for most people most of the time, but they're certainly not designed for all people all the time. And I'll give you an example. So my hand is very, doesn't have a lot of movement. This is all the movement I have. Very hard for me to move. This hand, these fingers don't move, but I have a hard time using my hands. I'm very, very, very limited. And I had a big report to submit, and I had 2 weeks to submit that report. And I called the person responsible, and I said, you know, I really can't move my hands fast enough. If I use it more, I have a lot of pain at night, and I'm limited in how much I can work. Can I please get an extension? Can I please get an extension? Now, in the pre-COVID day, that person that I called would have probably been somewhere on campus. I would have probably met them for coffee somewhere to talk about this problem, or they would probably refer me to somebody else, and we would have figured it out. In the new world of forms, what did I get? I get the URL for a website. I got the URL for a website. Of course, that demanded typing more because, right, that's what websites do. So I had, this was a request for accommodation for extra time. Now, in the old world, I didn't have to ask because every time I could just talk to somebody. But in the new world, where everything becomes, here is the thing you should do, and here's the form, and here's the exact thing, all of a sudden I had to submit a form. And indeed I got that permission, but it took 4 months. Right? So of course I didn't get it in time. It was irrelevant by the time I got it. But I think that something like this has happened, and probably many people are seeing it as well. That we would get together at some point, you know, there were people from other departments and administration that used to be here, and they used to come and have coffee with us and come to talk sometimes. Now everybody is separate, and every procedure is more proceduralized, and nobody knows anybody else. Like, I think that the administration and the faculty are more separate. There's no way for us to meet. Everybody's at home. Many people are at home. People don't share similar offices, and because of this, things like this happen. When somebody with a disability needs an accommodation, rather than saying, what do we need to do to help solve it, the answer is, what is the right form to fill? By the way, it was very tough to fill the right form because they're not really designed for all injuries and all limitations and so on. So I think what happened is that we got more bureaucracy, more procedures, more online procedure, and less of the thing that says, let's work together. Instead, there's the bureaucratic arm and there's the non-bureaucratic arm, and the bureaucratic arm is saying, there's a process, and the only thing that matters is the process. Anyway, it was very tough 2 weeks. I did work too much. I did get lots of pain. I was hoping that I would get the accommodation sooner. I didn't. It took a really long time. I did finish it on time, but it caused me lots of pain and lots of unnecessary stress and lots of realization that organizations have to keep the real goal in mind. And the real goal in mind cannot be that this is the right form to fill for this process.